recording me on this, so we'll try to save it. If not, it'll be recorded, we'll post it, we can download it and repost it. Does everyone have a pen? No?
No.
All right. Lori!
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, we have pens. We all have pens, right?
Your purses.
Make sure everyone has something to lean
Someone
against.
said I've been stealing from my work. I guess
That's what happens when people are like, where did all the pens
so.
go?
It's funny because like I take a new pen out and then I wander around with it and then.
You're like, why do I have 10
They make
pens?
fun of me work all the
Not
time.
regular.
Markers. So I lose all my pens.
Pass that one down.
Oh,
You'll never be able to lose your pen now.
Yeah, anyone else? Jenny.
check to make sure they work.
Here you go.
Make sure I don't take this with me.
What's the box? What else? We need to- Good? Okay, cool. Lori, do we know when we're recording?
Oh, we're recording.
Oh, we're live? Oh, shit. Okay, pause now.
Hey, Lori.
So,
That one's not working.
so today, today is our Back to the Basics workshop. And what I want to make sure everyone walks away with is a strategy. Clear, simple plan and process. But you probably came here expecting one thing, you're going to leave with something else. So we are going to dig deeper into purpose as well. I'll talk about why later. They get a little emotional. Probably going to share some really cool stories. And, you know, that's what's going to help you through the process. Because it's not like you train for a week, a month, and you're done. Right? It's a never-ending journey. So, first part, get your worksheets today. So we're literally going to build a plan. Everyone's going to walk away with a plan today and a deeper purpose. That's the glue, that's the fire that keeps you burning. Okay? So when it comes to training, the first thing I want you to think of, I didn't list this on here, but I want everyone to take their sheet and just write their general goal right next to Back to the Basics. I should have left the spot for that. So write just your general goal right now. Okay? Start with that. What is it that you want? We'll talk about purpose after that. If it's to lose 20 pounds, if it's to get stronger, if it's to come off medications. Then we'll talk about how to create something that will serve us and help us get there. There's so much information. The last thing we need is, you know, to look up 10 different workout programs. It's not about the perfect workout program. It's the one that serves you in your goal and meets you where you're at in your lifestyle. Okay? So, you know, how many days do we need to train? How many days can you commit to training is a better question to ask. Because if you work 12-hour shifts, 7 days a week is not honestly realistic. If you work 9 to 5 or 8 to 4, then, you know, if you have less commitments outside of your job, then you could probably commit to 6 to 7 days a week. And there's nothing wrong with that if you're balancing the recovery, which you're recover too. So let me give you some examples. If you're trying to attain fat loss, right, it's going to be a combination of diet, we'll use that word today, exercise. Okay? Regardless of how many days you can commit for yourself to actually sticking to something, all right, here's the hierarchy of fat loss. For most people, if you're not a bodybuilder, you're not some extreme population, this is how you want to look at your week picture of time. Okay, this is based on 7 days. Okay, so we have a 7-day week, and you work out once, twice, or 3 times in a week. Where you start is prioritizing strength training. You don't know why we want to prioritize strength training. The idea, every single person that did a consult coming in knows this answer. I list out the benefits. Okay, so I'll list them out right now. So benefits that we're looking at: increased shape and tone. Does everyone want that? Okay. Decreased body fat percentage and body weight. Does everyone want that? Okay. Increase in strength stamina. Okay, increase in metabolism. This is why. So if you were to say, I only burn 300, 200 calories in that 60-minute workout, you're out of your mind, Coach John. I would say, no, we're investing in you right now. That strength work that you just put in is going to increase your metabolism over the long term. So the benefit you're actually looking at is if this is today, and you start a progressive strength training program, let's say this is 3,000 calories a day, this is 1,000 calories a day, super slow metabolism. Let's say your metabolism is, you walk in day one, you're burning about that. If you were to lay in bed all day, not move, okay, let's say it's 1,500 calories, 1,700 calories. If we add lean muscle tissue, your metabolic engine increases. It's like you take your car, swap out a 4-cylinder for a V8. It's going to cost you more fuel. In this case, though, we all want to burn that fuel. Do you know why? It's going to be more energy, more body fat. It's going to be easier. We're to have to do the same exact things. It's going to cost us more energy. That works in our favor. That's what we want, because every year after maybe 25 or so, that engine slows down, unless we're doing something progressive. So the reason why strength training we may not always burn 1,000 calories like Soul Cycle or some crazy, run or distance, something like that, but we're investing in ourselves. So over time, let's say it's 12 weeks, okay, what we find is we have a lot higher metabolism. Maybe not 3,000 calories, but I think you guys get the picture here, right? So does that make sense why strength training is so important? Okay? If we don't prior strength training, we can burn calories, but this never increases. So we might see this, but this person is playing the slow game, right? But they're going to be ahead 12 weeks later. That's why it's so important that you prioritize this. So aside from shape and toning the body, it's super important because our metabolism increases. That is hands down the main benefit of strength training, as far as if your goal is fat loss. Now you'll burn some calories, it costs energy to do stuff, right? Okay? How do we supplement that? What comes as a secondary thing? So if you were with me today at 8:30, you did it. What was it? Someone, Mary Kim? You've only been training for years with me, right?
I was there.
That's okay. So in our group training program, it's more general, it's less individualized. So our goal is to take your heart rate,
Keep moving.
go like that, or, right? So it's not to do a distance run where heart rate increases, we hold it there, and then we come back down, or like a power walk, anything that's, right? It's like a 1-2 punch. You're going here, you're strength training for the long-term investment. So the end goal is a faster metabolism. But more importantly, we get the short-term benefits, and it takes less time in the process. We may not burn as many calories during that workout as if you went on a treadmill for 60 minutes straight, but you're going to feel better, you're going to recover faster, and it's actually going to tap into fat stores more efficiently over time. Because once again, we're revving our engine up for a short-term artificial boost. Does that make sense? So, metabolic training, interval training. Okay? A lot of different ways to do that. That's the goal. If your heart rate pattern was something like this, you're doing it. Okay? Next, you have hours, time, right? Cardio. Someone give me an example of what cardio is.
Walking on the treadmill.
Cool. What's another one? Swimming, perfect. Running. So that covers most of it. A hike, right? So that'd be more cardio. See, it's a very fine line. It's a lot gray area between interval training and cardio. But essentially, cardio is when there's no equipment involved. You get your heart rate up, you keep it there for a long period of time, and then you bring it down. There's nothing wrong with this. The problem is this is the least effective method of us getting here. Right? So you can do cardio every day. That's why, Olympic athletes, how many calories do they burn? Anyone want to throw out a number? It's like Michael Phelps. How many calories do you think he burns in a day? I'm picking on you today. No, probably like 9,000, 10,000, because he swims for hours. I mean, he's got a great, he does strength, I guarantee he does strength training too. That's why he's lean and big and ripped too. Right? But see, that's the thing. Runners have that advantage because they burn so many freaking calories just by activity. They might not increase their metabolism, but they're just expending energy during that. Okay? So the problem with that is when you stop running, let's say you injure yourself, what happens?
The metabolism is still slow.
It's exactly where it was. You didn't have the lean muscle tissue. Does anyone know a runner that looks kind of unhealthy? They run a ton. Yeah, right? The problem is they're never building the lean muscle tissue to have a shaping tone or increase the metabolism. So it's not to say they're not healthy. There's debates over that. It's a separate topic. But this comes as a last case scenario. Okay, who would want to add this in? Give me an example. 2 examples. If your goal is fat loss, if you check these boxes off. Okay, these are done for the week or pre-planned, and you know they're going to happen. Then you add in cardio. Or let's say you got an insane schedule, and you're only going to get 2 of these. There's no way you're going to make a class. That's when you add in cardio. Okay, or if you're not quite ready for a metabolic kind of group high intensity class, bring this up here and make it walking. It has no recovery talk too. Okay, so what you see in front of you right now, based on your goal, this is a fat loss goal. Okay, if your goal is just pure strength, you strip away some of the cardio and conditioning, right? Because it would just be more about the strength training. It's to keep it that simple. So on your sheet, I want you right now to fill in how many days you are committed to training per week. Skip the first one. See where it says my training will consist of. Fill that in. Okay, so strength training. Days per week on what day? If that changes, I get it. Just put down to 1 or 2 or 3, whatever your plan is for now. I want you to have clarity walking out of here.
What if you just do group?
You gotta talk about you adding in strength in some way, whether it be here or somewhere else. Okay? You can put miscellaneous into the same category.
Okay.
So the other exception, if let's say you love doing running, you love getting in 5Ks, 10Ks, marathons, that's fun activity, stress relief. That would jump the line, right? But if your goal is fat loss and you love running, running's got to take a back burner for the strength training. Does that make sense? It's all about the prioritization. You don't want to be miserable because you love running and you can't do it now. Or if you love martial arts, I don't want you to think, well, I got to go on a run. I can't train for my black belt. It's not really fair to you. Because happiness is where we start. So everyone fill in number of days per week, strength training. What days? And below that, you're going to see metabolic training. This can be done here at our group training. This can be done outside. This can be done a set of bleachers at a school. There's 1,000 different ways to do it. But if you can commit to this being planned, I want you to put it down right now. Okay? Then we see the last one. Cardio training, is it? Does that make sense? There are a few exceptions, like the competitive athlete exception.
And the metabolic would be like a group workout?
Group training, that can be interval training on a cardio machine. Instead of taking your heart rate like this, you could have a similar effect on a bike or like if let's say you're riding a bike outside and you do hill intervals. You go up the hill, that's a climb, come down the hill, heart rate comes back down. It's the same, it's the idea behind it. A lot of different ways to get to that. Everyone on board with me there? Cool. So let's look at workout recovery. Anyone struggle with recovering from workouts? Does anyone feel sore a lot? Okay, we got one in the back. Hey, Lori. Okay, cool. So, a few things that you want to look at for workout recovery. All right. I made minutes of mobility. So, does anyone know what mobility work is? Okay, mobility work is similar to flexibility, except you move. Right. So, just to give you an example, I'm gonna pull up my friendly box here. Does anyone know what the box is? Anyone made friends with the box? Anyone felt the benefits of the box?
Mm-hmm.
The box is awesome. It's a lazy way to do it. Okay, so, 3 ways to increase flexibility, range of motion, mobilization, break up some of the tightness in our joints, okay? There's static stretching. Static stretching would be, I want to stretch this hip, and just hung out here and just held the position. So like gym class we would teach you years ago. Kick one leg out and reach out for it, hold, okay? Then there's more dynamic. This is mobilization. This will help increase range of motion, meet you where you're at, and help you get to where you want to be. This is one of the best tools. So, for example, if I want to mobilize this hip, I might come in and come out. Come in, come out. Same stretching position, different approach. Does that make sense? Okay? So moving around the joint. For example, like, you know, our joint capsules and our hips, okay? Those get very sticky and tight and locked up and jammed up, and that's, you know, we sit all day, that's the effect that we find, right? So mobilizing the hip helps you get deeper into a squat, for example, okay? Because here's the thing, if your hips are tight and your ankles are all locked up, because you don't move a lot, where does that stress transfer to? There's 2 areas, knees and back. Exactly. Your hip may feel a little tender, but odds are the stress is going to go to the next joint. Okay? This joint moves very differently than the hinge joint, when it just moves forward and back. Okay? Hip, meant for rotation. If the hip can't rotate, stress goes here or here, very generally speaking. Okay? There's other methods, but mobilization is the main thing. Okay? What I recommend, write this down, 1 to 2 days of recovery. We're going to build out a whole week calendar for ourselves. It's not going to overload us doing something. So, if you, for example, I'll give you one scenario. If you say you want to lose, 10 pounds, maybe that's your short-term goal, and you have great nutrition habits, and you're just looking for a simple approach to your training, but you're pressed for time, I might recommend 3 days of strength training. And then, if you live a pretty sedentary lifestyle, it might benefit you to take 10 minutes of cardio, just walking, 10 minutes of hip mobility, stretching, flexibility, 2 times a week. Because then you can own that. You could say, I can do 5 days a week, 2 at home, 3 at the gym, and I'm not going to be stressed out, sit in traffic, rushing to get there, and then get into the workout, and have this stressed out time, and be tired because I'm getting home late. Does that make sense? So everyone's unique. That's all I want you to take away with this, and we're going to have a roadmap for you. Okay, so mobility work. It's huge, huge, huge. If you're not doing it, I can put together something to show you how to do it. I'll do another workshop on it if we need to. Okay?
But how many minutes of that per week?
There's no right or wrong. So if you get 10 minutes, that's the thing. I don't want you to say you got to do 60 minutes or you're a failure. Like, you got to find what you can do and just do that. Some days you may need more, some days you may need less, too. Okay? So how many minutes of mobility can you commit to per week? That should be a priority. Does it need to be the priority? Depends on you. Tighter, the more locked up you are, the more sedentary you are throughout your day, the more you're going to need it. Okay? Tying in with that, this can all take place in one session. How many minutes of cardio, movement, blood flow work? So the other way to help with recovery, aside from sleep and nutrition, is going to be to get blood flowing. That's going to flush your system. That is one of the most natural processes to recovery. You're still probably going to be sore after your workouts, but you're more likely to recover faster, quicker, feel better. Right? Your body is a well-oiled machine, but you must oil it. The blood flow is the oil to your machine. Okay? I recommend, like I said, 1 to 2 times a week, make it work 2 to 3 times. Depends on you. Does that make sense? And you guys feel free to use the gym. Like if you're here for a workout and you know you're not going to do it on your own, hang out 30 minutes after. Post up in the corner. There's plenty of space in here that you can make work. I'm more than happy to clear out kettlebells or whatever we need to. It's important to me that you're recovering because your workouts are only going to be as good as your recovery. Okay. So the last 2 we want to look at. I will get blank hours of sleep by cutting off electronics at blank and getting into bed at blank. Does anyone here struggle with sleep? Why? Randy, what's your secret?
I take medicine for it.
So you're struggle to sleep?
Well, like I lost my ability to fall asleep, so if I didn't take medicine for it, I would never sleep.
What do you mean?
Like, I was just gonna fall asleep.
How so?
What do you mean?
What happened? Just disappeared?
No, I was in school and my dad was having all his heart transplants and like the stress of everything going on, like my body just, it,
So you didn't lose it, you were just in a stressed state.
yeah, but then I never got it back.
Or maybe you never be stressed.
Well, yeah, that's true. I mean, I am stressed like every day, so.
So what would serve her, if we're just being brutally honest, working on your stress, right? 'Cause those sleep medicines, there's a list this long of repercussions for depending on them. They don't cure sleep, they patch it, you know?
Yeah.
Have you tried melatonin?
Oh, yeah.
We could talk about those things all day, but I mean, this is why the strategy is important, but the stress, the mindset, it's so much more powerful, because that's the real stuff. You know, that's why we're not running our engine or you know, our vehicle like it needs to be. That's what's really holding us back. Okay, who here gets at least 6 hours of sleep a night? Who here gets 7? 8? Okay. Everyone's different too. That's what's interesting. You know if you've got enough sleep. No? You don't sleep?
I don't sleep.
There are okay, get him out of it. No. There are some exceptions, right? I mean, if you got a newborn, there are strategies, but I mean,
It'll change.
that is one of the few exceptions we can make, right? It's about us. So a few tips I'm going to give you. These little darn phone things that I'm addicted to, they emit that light, right? The very bright light that has been shown to keep us wired and churning way beyond the last time we looked at it. An hour before has been shown to make a big difference. Cut it off in another room. That will make a difference, but you have to do it. This might be one of your action steps to go buy an alarm clock. They're like $2 a Walmart. I know we haven't used them for like 20 years, but you know.
You know, it is true, because so I bought this alarm clock, and it was really a pretty looking alarm clock, got all different color buttons, you know, the numbers for each different colors, and I turned out the light, and I was like, that's so pretty! But it was like, I found myself tossing and turning. So I got rid of it, and I just got a regular alarm clock, and it helps.
Makes a big
Because it
difference.
was constantly on, and it was a little light, and they said you shouldn't have any light in the morning
It's true.
when you sleep. It
Our
should
room
be
is meant to
completely
sleep.
dark.
I watch TV, lay in bed, and do that, you know. So what's something you can make right now? Like, what's a change you can make right now? What needs to change? If you could change one thing that if you're being honest with yourself, you know will make a difference to help you sleep, get that extra hour of sleep if you need it. You know if you need it. What is that? Put it down right now. The thing is, if you just listen and hear what I say today, but you don't go out and change, I didn't do my job. So I want everyone to have at least one thing they do different. One thing they add in, one thing they take away, one thing they adjust. If you walk out here even just less stressed and more confident in what you're doing, more excited, I've done everything I need to do that. Fill in that blank for me. I will get blank hours of sleep. Everyone's different. If you're committed to getting 6 and you know that works, do it. Don't add stress, get 8 hours of sleep, because that defeats the purpose of getting more sleep. Right? We recover when we sleep. That's it. We don't recover from the workouts, we break our bodies down. A lot of people think more exercise is going to serve us. Is it? Is it? How do you feel when you start working out twice a day? Do you feel tired all the time?
Yeah, I think so.
And you restricted your intake, right?
I did. I was not eating enough, and then when I started eating enough, then I started losing.
And the scale started moving. It's so bizarre, but it works that way. Yeah. Our bodies listen to us. If we send a certain signal, a certain habit, a certain pattern, a certain action, guess what our body does? It responds accordingly. If you're mentally stressed all the time, your body does things to, hormonally, to balance out that stress, to fight the stress. Okay? Any questions on workout recovery? So, who here needs to improve their workout recovery? What can we do? What's one thing you could change? 1 or 2 things you could change going into next week?
Well, you definitely do you know, during my break during the day, do some mobility stretches. Possibly, you know, after getting off of work, if I have time afterwards, I don't go rush to the court. Walking 15 minutes
You know what other benefits walking has?
outside.
This thing that doesn't stop. Little voices. Yeah, I'm crazy. Little voices. They keep talking. That's one way to silence them down. Just put the phone down and walk for 15 minutes. Bring a watch so you know it's 15 minutes. So don't stress out about it. That's a joke. That's what it is. So part 3. Let's talk nutrition. All right. Does anyone know what this means?
Protein like that, with veggies.
That should
That
be.
was you.
Oh, I know my handwriting is terrible. That should be the foundation of most human nutrition. Do we want to avoid carbs? No, we need them. They are fuel for our brain and our bodies too. Here's the thing though, so if this is your activity level, okay, low activity, high activity, there's a correlation between carbs and activity. It's that simple. The more active we are, the more fuel we need. It's simple, plain and simple as that. Now, based on body types, there's endomorph, ectomorph, mesomorph. Okay, it's like a sliding scale. Okay, protein should not change. Some need more fats, some need more carbohydrates. Typically, if you're challenged with maintaining or losing weight, and you're not stressed out of your mind and sleeping 2 hours a night, you are probably more on this end. More on this end of the spectrum, where your diet should shift more towards fats and protein, less carbs and protein. Does that make sense? If you got to fight to gain a pound, carbohydrates should be a cornerstone of your diet. Other exception would be more activity. So it's a sliding scale. Okay? The best thing you can do for yourself, if you're starting out, start here. Quality comes first. I could set a calorie goal, 2,000 calories a day, 70 grams, I'm just making this up, 7 grams of fat, 150 grams of carbs, and 200 grams of protein. Okay? Could I hit that calorie goal at McDonald's? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. Would it serve me in the long run?
No, McDonald's is disgusting.
It's disgusting, it's terrible for us, so hormonally it's going to jack my body up. Okay? Quality comes first. If you have crap in your diet, no calorie goal is going to serve you in the long run. Strategy-wise, start there. You have crap in your diet, we got to be honest with ourselves. If there's crap in our diet, get it out. No point in talking about how many calories we should be eating until that's taken care of. Bodybuilders are very good at burning fat. Can we agree on that? Do they count calories? To the freaking ounce. It's miserable. I don't recommend it. They count calories to the ounce, but also, this is like on point. There's no question, there's no sugar in their diet. They're having chicken breast without even sauce on it. It's like dry and usually disgusting. She's on somewhat similar to a nutrition plan right now. But honestly, as great as they are at losing body fat, believe it or not, a lot of bodybuilders are unhealthy. To get that lean isn't always a healthy thing, but also you can reach with quality foods without a lot of nutrients. You can lower body fat. If I gave you chicken breast, vegetables, and a small amount of starches like potatoes, for example, we can get your body fat down, but you may not feel good. You probably won't become healthier. You see the problem there? So there's a lot of different ways to lose fat, but there's a lot of wrong things. Most of them that we see are not certain things. Okay? So I really can't drill everyone that I sit down with. This is how I start. This is the first thing we talk about in nutrition. Does anyone remember that? Okay, that hasn't changed. Brandley, did it work?
Yeah.
Okay, you just got to do it. We'll talk about getting it done soon. Okay? Any questions there? How do we look at our day? If I'm struggling during my workout, I don't feel very good. This isn't an end-all be-all, but around the workout, this is what you want to look for. So if this is a workout, let's not even put a time of day on it. Okay, we'll give you two examples. So this is super A, early AM, first thing. Yeah, or midday. Okay, before the workout, is blood sugar high or low if we wake up in the morning? For the non-diabetic, high or low? We haven't eaten for 8 hours, hopefully 8 hours. Low. So what does exercise do to our blood sugar? Perfect. Okay, so some people do well. Believe it or not, some people can walk in, get a great workout in, and not pass out. Some people might need protein because that will, eating anything will increase your blood sugar slightly. Depends on the food. Okay. Some people need protein and carbs. Okay. First in the morning, have a little bit of oatmeal, a big piece of fruit, and a protein shake. It's simple as well. I know a lot of us are weird about eating like chicken personally, but I'm not going to recommend that. Does that make sense? Play with different foods. You can even get by just having carbs, right? If it just comes down to blood sugar, that's a simple way to look at it. Here's the most important thing though. That. You're dragging after a workout. What are you eating after your workout?
Usually it's a couple eggs and cashew milk. And then if I have like fairly healthy cereal, I'll eat some of that.
How much?
Half a cup.
Maybe a little bit. If you're going to go heavy on the carbs, when do we want to do it? Right after your workout. That's when your body needs the fuel because the gas tank's empty. And it'll have the least harmful impact. Okay? So when are we going to eat our carbs? Yes. 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 Sometimes before. The reason why I would have it before is so I perform better. Because this is going to fuel me up to kick ass. And if I kick ass here, what happens to my metabolism over the long term? Right? But if I struggle through my workouts, I'm not really getting the full benefit. That's why it's an investment in yourselves. All right, put your papers down for a second. I want everyone to stand up. I know it's a long day. Dragon. All right, 10 squats, go. I'm not kidding. To the seat. You can sit in the seat. Come on, with the baby. Baby's included. Keep going. We're just gonna go for time. I'm not even gonna count it. That's not fair. Keep going. Come on, Mary Kim. You didn't make it to your workout this morning. You're gonna give me 30. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. All right. High knees. Go, go, go. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. All right. Stepping jacks or jumping jacks. Go. Go. Go jump.
Well, I didn't want to.
Oh, she's okay. You just got 2 feet. Keep going. Come on, this is important. This is what they do all the crazy self-development seminars I go to, but it really fucking works. It keeps your attention. Okay. Everyone feel a little bit different. A little bit. Heart rate's up slightly.
Yes.
We can do a lap around the building.
No, no, no.
Okay, everyone grab a seat. Perfect. Cool. What did we just do right there? What did we just practice? What did we just change? Heart rate, which changes R, starts with a P. Physiology. That changes this and changes this. When you're stressed out, when you're like at an office meeting, they make you sit there for 8 hours, do that. Get up. That's why I say get up and move. It is that simple. This will keep you in a positive, crazy person state. I
Also,
promise.
it'll help you not fall asleep.
Yes, you will not fall asleep. See? Woo! Cool. All right. See, I felt the energy from that. All right. So where were we? Macronutrients. Time of our workout, or time of our meals. Does this give you some basic framework around your workouts? Has anyone learned anything yet? What have you learned?
Just that I have a lot of
What's that?
Just that I have a lot of things going on.
But we're going to keep it simple, right? I want everyone 2 to 3 actions. That's it. You do, yes?
So, okay, so in the morning, say before a workout, how soon should I eat? Sometimes, like, a lot of times I come, I don't eat.
60 to 90 minutes
It's in the morning.
if before your workout, period.
Yes.
If it's a lighter snack, if it's a full meal, don't worry about this as much. Enjoy your meal about 2 to 3 hours before. Because if there's fats in your meal, it's going to digest slower. Depending on the combination of foods, it's going to digest slower. You don't want to walk in, eat a bunch of guacamole before you. I love guacamole. And peanut butter. Does anyone know that? Brussels sprouts. You might want to be careful with that around your workouts too. I think you can figure out why. So, it might get a little gassy, you know. All right. So PM. Same. This is a little bit easier because then you time your lunch about 2 to 3 hours before, or that snack about 60 minutes. Okay. Now this magic window of the post-workout. You're not bodybuilders, so I wouldn't stress like sprint to your car, get your protein shake, and like chug it. Like don't worry about it that much. You know, they say 60 to 90 minutes is like the magic window if you're trying to be optimal. I'd rather you just eat something, right? I think that'd be the best place to start. Okay. Remember, quality, quantity, balance. Where's timing? No, that comes after all this. Okay. Right. So, any questions on quality or quantity? Quantity varies, depends on the person, okay? Here's the thing is, I don't stress about counting calories until this is checked off. Once this habit's in place, and we're balancing our meals roughly, then we can get super specific with the numbers. Here's a little trick. So, you guys will probably remember this too. If this is your plate, ideally vegetables, protein, and then carbs, fats. Okay, let's interchange those two. If it's after workout, this might get bigger. Keep it simple. Okay?
Can I add something about the
Yes.
quality? So I've noticed this for myself, and I also know just from research, a lot of research that I've done. He's not kidding when he says make sure your quality is first and foremost, because when you have crap in your diet, specifically sugar and sugary fat things, it sends chemical signals into your brain and messes with your appetite. And so you want to eat more even if you don't need to eat more. If you take those things out, you start eating clean, eating just veggies, proteins, lean things, carbs, that your diet is going to be more self-regulated. Like your calories are actually going to be, you're going to be able to feel what you actually need better. So get rid of all that extra junk. A lot of the calories might just fall right into place, and you're going to start being able to eat with instinct. Like you'll know when you're full, you'll know when you've had enough, you'll know when you're hungry, and it'll be a real signal, not something made up by McDonald's.
All right, good.
stuff.
Get a question.
Yes.
When I work out at night, like the 6:30 class that you have, I can't eat when I go home. Like the last meal I have is like 2 in the afternoon. I've even tried before. I feel sick if I do.
You know, I've heard that before. I honestly don't have a great answer for you.
I've been trying to
There
force
might be
myself.
something hormonally out of balance as to why you're not hungry. I would have to refer you out to someone that is more of an expert than me.
I mean, I try to force myself, but
Protein shake is easy because it's a drink. I'd start there. Okay. Is there any questions on the one over here? Does this all make sense? Okay. So think of the next set. Write down right now at the top there, at the very top, what the next step is for you. What's the next thing you need to do with your nutrition that you're not? You need to add calorie goals. Does it make sense? Or you're not prepping food, which we're going to talk about next. What is next for you? You know these answers. Everyone's answers will be different, but if we're honest, we know what we need to do. We're just not doing it a lot of times. Or we could, what's next? What else do we need to add if we're doing a great job? Okay, at the top there, or on the sheet there, you see something very simple. So, who here preps their food at least once a week? Twice a week. Would you guys agree you'd be more clear on what you're eating, less stressed, save money, you get to your goals faster if you prep your food even one meal that you ate 2 or 3 times in a week? Okay, so with that being said, when can you commit to shopping? I'm going to give you my example. Okay, every week is different for me. My life is nuts, and I'm sure you guys feel the same way. I don't have a 9 to 5. I don't want a 9 to 5. But if I did have one, I'd probably be able to structure it a little bit more consistent. So I have to find consistency some way. But what I want you to learn from me is that even if you work 9 to 5, 8 to 4, 7 to 7, there's still ways to make that commitment to yourself, because this is about you, okay? So if it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. One's your shop day, one's your prep day. It's that simple. This is what I like. I do it all in one day. It's done. Because this is where shit hits the fan.
Yep.
Right? Monday, depending on what you do. Okay? Some weeks it doesn't for me. Right? But if I do this, and then my day, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and I eat a lot, so I'm not add those in. This is probably checked off. I might go out. This is my common foods. Right? I might have like my oats and eggs. It doesn't have everything done, but there's some consistency there. You know, that's like showing up to the gym. It doesn't mean you're gonna get a great workout, but at least you're there. Okay? So write down what days you will shop on, what days you prep in, and the number of meals that you intend. Maybe it's one meal for now. I know the biggest frustration people have when it comes to prepping the food is, I hate eating the same damn thing every day, you know? I get it, okay? Make 2 things and rotate them. Or do the prep work so it takes you 1/3 the time to cook the darn food fresh. There's a lot of different ways to skin this cat. What's your secret, Jenny? You've been killing it.
I eat really clean. I eat a lot of chicken, turkey, green beans, Brussels sprouts, radishes, and for fruit I do berries, and I do a little watermelon from time to time. I eat very little banana, but I do have them from time to time. But I mean, I eat and I keep everything like all week.
Do you count calories?
No,
Okay.
not one time.
You also
I count
only
the
140
amount,
pounds.
and I have no processed sugar.
Quality check.
Processed sugar.
Balance, probably there. Right? She balanced that plate. Doesn't look like what I showed you.
Yep.
Simple. What about your habits? What about your prepping habits?
I usually shop on Saturday and I prep on Sunday.
You have every meal done. Maybe some you might get on the go, but you have, I'd imagine, your go-to foods.
Yeah, I mean, like what I was just saying, those are gonna always be in our fridge. And my husband's gluten free, so we have no carbs hardly. I mean, not like
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 crap.
bread, crappy carbs, like that kind of thing. Yeah,
You feel great?
yeah.
She always sees you every day at 5:30 in the morning. It's simple. Is it complicated?
No, I mean, not once you get in. It's actually easier because I don't eat out. We don't eat out. I mean, it's rare. It's really rare for us to eat out, period. Because of our my husband and my
Yeah.
diet, Yeah.
So does that give you perspective from one of the most successful members as far as total weight loss I've ever had in my life? It's simple. Just make it as simple as you're going to do. We could get super detailed, but it doesn't serve you. Okay? So, does anyone have a relatively social life right now? Is anyone going out a lot, doing lunch meetings, work meetings? If you were, you just plan it. That's it. Say, okay, I know these days, like I've started going out to lunch to just network and meet more people during the week. So this is a must for me. Like this must be planned. Because then I have that consistency. I come home at 9 o'clock from being at the gym all day. The last thing I want to do is cook. So what did I do in advance? If you're pressed for time, give me an example. What could you do with, what's a large device you can toss stuff in and it comes out? Yes. So if you don't have the time, that's BS. Buy a crock pot. It's a great investment.
I was gonna say too, I mean, I was gone for a week, just over a week ago. And I mean, yeah, I had to plan what we were gonna eat, when we were gonna eat it. And like, you know, even the restaurants, I mean, I would look ahead to see what.
How much time did it really take?
Not much. I mean, just, you know, Google, you know, menus, what was available. And a lot of times if you ask, they'll, you know, give you like they'll put the you know, any type of sauce on the side or
So you're
dressing
allergic.
on the side.
People have to, well,
Yeah.
yes, I will put it all on the side. You
And
know?
nowadays, I mean, it's a lot more restaurants too offer that. And so it wasn't as hard as you know, and I was in the South too. That was the hard thing with a lot of fried food.
What's the thought that we usually have as far as the mindset of, I don't want to be a burden. I don't want to be the butt. I don't want to be that person that's difficult, right? What's more painful, being that person that just does the research and makes some legit suggestions, or beating yourself up because you physically, mentally, emotionally, hormonally feel like crap because you made bad choices consciously? That's so much worse, but we have to keep that mindset. Because I'll be honest, if we walk into any room, we just, you know, split apart, go find a table of people, I guarantee you're going to sit down with a group of people, 3 to 4 people, let's say. Most of them aren't healthy, but they want to be better. You could be that person that influences them to be healthy. Or you could shift down in energy and frequency to where they're at because you don't want to offend anyone or don't want to be difficult, right? So it's always a choice, right? Okay?
You know what I noticed? I noticed like, so I go to different states, because you know, I got family all
Mhm.
over. So I noticed when I go to Jersey, it's like, you can't not find spinach up there, you should go to the store and buy it. But like when you go to a restaurant, they just usually give you iceberg lettuce or romaine lettuce, you know. It's like down here you can, it seems like you find more restaurants that are farm to table. And up there, it's like,
It's a culture,
yeah,
right?
and so it's the culture where you go. And it's funny because like when I go up there, it's like I pack a cooler of stuff, you know.
How much better does it make you feel?
Well, it makes me feel good. In the beginning, you know, my family would be like, what are you doing, you know, if I was bringing my food up. Because I'd go up there over the weekend, and as much as I wanted to see everyone, I'd come home, the whole ride home, I'd be like, man, I can't believe I really blew my diet this week. Well, it's not a diet, but, I mean, as far as the way I
You ate like crap,
yeah.
right?
I eat things I normally don't eat from here.
So it makes you feel terrible. Here, here,
Yeah.
right? Digging ourselves in a hole. And we all do it. Like, I'm far from a perfect human being. I'm the first person to tell you that. I make choices knowing what I'm getting into. And sometimes I don't, and I look back, and then but it's awareness is the first step, you know, because it's 90% psychology. We all know what to eat. We're just being honest about it. Okay? Does that give you guys perspective? Like, we're all the same. We are all the same. Okay? So, any questions on nutrition? And I have my simple nutrition system. I've got our 28-day meal plan. I have all the tools and resources, and there's more than enough out there. If you follow the simple principles we talk about for preparation, which everyone should have, because everyone write down when their prep is, how many times. Don't make it overwhelming. Keep it simple. What will you do? Not what should you do, what will you do? Okay? What are go-to foods? Let's see, who owns their diet? What's a go-to healthy snack or meal, healthy snack or meal that you eat, minimal prep time, high quality nutrition?
I rely on boiled eggs a lot,
Mhm.
chicken tenders,
Write it down if you need ideas.
chicken tenderloins, of course. Brussels sprouts and broccoli are in almost every single day, twice a day.
Brussels
usually.
sprouts?
Yeah.
Yes.
I eat Brussels
I've loved
sprouts and broccoli every single day. And asparagus. I eat asparagus, broccoli, and Brussels sprouts every single day.
Part of your plan, right?
But that's how I will always eat. Yeah. And my go-to carbs are sweet potatoes and rice, and sometimes Ezekiel bread.
There you go.
And those are the only carbs I eat.
White rice or brown rice?
Either.
Yeah, just enjoy it.
Yeah.
Don't stress about it. It's not.
And the simpler it is, the more likely you are, in my case, the more likely I am to stay with it, even though everyone's like, how can you eat like that? It's so boring, because I really only eat like 7 things. But something about it, when you change your mindset and you're just ready to eat to fuel your body, and you're not eating for emotional reasons or to fill some other void, or you're just eating to be a human and live, the less ingredients you have, the better. Like it's just simple, easy, the prep's the same every week, I don't even think about it, you just do it, and you just eat it, and you don't think about it when you eat it, you just eat it.
Who's a stress eater? Okay, so if you hormonally check yourself and manage yourself, the stress eating and the stress management first, the stress eating never goes away, it's always there, right? It will always appear, but you'll be able to own it and manage it better. But if you have a good strategy in place, shit, if you stress eat on sweet potatoes, you just feel full.
You can't,
Right.
because it goes back to that thing about like sugar's like a drug, like it causes chemical reactions in your brain to crave things, and that's what keeps your stress eating going. You can't stress eat on Brussels sprouts. You just can't.
That's what you think. You should see me.
But no, I mean, honestly, that's exactly why I think, because I've lost 70 or 80 pounds several times in the past, never gone this like this. This is the first time that eating is just to fuel my body, and I no longer eat because, you know, it's like I'm craving stuff that I'm making it more as, like you said, it's something I've got to do, and not something that I'm just sitting there like, oh my God, I got to have this and I got to have that, and I got to, it's
And
more.
you have to change your mindset.
Right.
You have to get your enjoyment from other things.
Just manage your stress.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You have to like find happiness with people, pets, friends, going on walks. You have to find it in other places and not rely on your food.
Brussels sprouts, though. It's
Yeah.
more essential.
So can you talk a little bit about alcohol?
Okay, give me an example. What's that? Give me a specific
Well, because I
example.
drink alcohol.
Okay. What do
I
you?
like drinking wine.
if you're gonna
I
make-
don't go out like on weekends and,
If you're gonna
party
make
for 5
if
hours.
you're gonna make it work, real liquor, soda water. I mean, it's not that we're like lime juice added in, fresh squeeze. Like I'll have I'll like
wine,
Hendrick's
so
soda.
that's why.
Wine's gonna have more sugar in it.
Yeah.
Sugar, it does. But it's all relative. Like if your diet was perfection 7 days in a week and you had 3 glasses of wine one night, I guarantee you will make progress. If you go and have a margarita, that's a whole other story.
Right.
So it's all relative. Does that give you an idea?
Yeah, I mean, so it's really not awful. I mean,
How often?
I don't know, 3 times a month maybe.
If you're
Either dinner
here's
or
here's the
sometimes
thing.
if I go to someone's house.
The psychology is really where it starts. Because if going black and white, we don't touch alcohol at all, means we disconnect. We feel like we disconnect with human beings, then are we really going to be happy? No. But if we thrive on the discipline and like insane progress, and that makes us happier, then we should do that. Like I've incorporated alcohol back in my life. I'll tell you that up front. Because I connect with people over it. But I don't do it like I have in the past, like where I'll have like 10, 12 beers.
Right.
I'll have a couple drinks with someone because it is a social activity, right? But I'm not going to just do it just because people are around me and I feel like I should. Just like we shouldn't eat crap just because we don't want to be hurt. Be strategic.
Another trick is club soda and lime looks like a gin and tonic, and you can be social and people think you're drinking and you're not. I do that all the time.
And I'll do like club soda and some fruit juice that's like not real, or something like that as well, because I don't drink at all. And so just for my little, you have to be careful about the sugar in that or whatever in the fruit, or what kind of juice you've got. But it looks like a,
It looks like a mixed drink.
it sure does.
But then your go-to
You know?
foods, right? You're going to run into that sometime. Does everyone have go-to foods and a simple process for planning out your meals and getting it done? Any questions there? Okay. All right. There is, before we go into our last part, grab your calendar. Okay. Fill in your week. What are you going to do? What days? You should already have this information. I got something fun that we're going to do class. Is everyone having fun? There's one answer. What is it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thank you. So anyway, keep it simple. Put this somewhere where you will see it. Doesn't need to be set in stone. It's just your intention going forward. And we need workouts. What type of workouts? What are you committed to? What makes sense for you as a person? Your goals. Recovery. And when do you fit it in? Food prep. Guess. Yeah, just wait. Don't take my laptop. Thank you. Oh. Membership just increased. Oh, thank you. Yes. Woo!
Have a good day.
All right. Lori, I want you to come up here. Here's where we're going to tie everything together. The strategy is going to be, we're going to create the fire and the glue that's going to help you actually follow through. Give everyone another minute or so. Once you're done, stand up. Roll Tide, baby! Woo! Let's hear one. Like you mean it. Go.
Tide.
Go. Like you mean it. Like they just won last weekend. Go.
Roll
Come.
Tide.
No, like you mean it. Come on. One. Samantha. Go. Come on.
Roll Tide.
Yeah, there we go. All right, here, squats again. Go, go, go. Come on, I'm not joking. Let's go, let's go. Unless you have a baby, move your feet. Go, go, go. Come on. Come on. We may need some tissues in a minute. Lori's going to tell a really interesting story. Keep going. She doesn't know yet. Keep going, keep
He always
going.
says that.
The morning class made Lori cry today.
Oh.
They were picking on her. No.
No,
They inspired me. They inspired me. It was Carol. All right, high knees, go, 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 move, come on, move, move. Stop talking. Come on, give me him. Come on. No, you're not.
I like
That's the choice. Move your arms. I want you flying. Come on, I'll fly with you. Let's go. Everyone thinks I'm crazy, and I'm totally cool with it. All right, grab a seat. Now our heart rate's up. That's a state change. When you don't feel like doing something, if you change your physiological state, you'll be more likely to do it because you'll be in a better place here. All the woo-woo, self-motivation stuff, it's real. That's you just did it. That's why exercise is so cool. Okay. So let's talk about the fire. Because we have a strategy. Does everyone agree we have a simple plan that we probably could have found in 1,000 different books by now? Yes? Yes. It's just a little more tailored to us. So Lori, come on up. Does everyone here know Lori? Okay, I think so. All right, Lori, share a condensed version of your story because I believe everyone here has heard most of it. But I want you to talk about your purpose, what got you fired up, and the real stuff. The real benefits. Take your time. Go.
Okay, so yeah, everyone here knows my story, but the reason that I started looking for someone to train me was after so many years of being in the wheelchair and keeping myself in my home and whatnot, my son calls me and says they're thinking about when they're going to start planning their family and how much I'll be able to or want to be a part of this family and taking care of the child. Until then, I believed everything the doctors had said, that I wasn't going to get better. My legs would either stay the same or get worse. Go on pain medicine, my mind's all fogged up, and I just accepted like this is life. And when he asked me that, I'd never thought of it. And so, yeah, I realized all I could do was sit there and be handed a baby, and that's it.
How'd that make you feel?
I was heartbroken. I was heartbroken. I want to get down on the ground. I want to bend over a crib. I want to take care of my child, or my child's child, my grandchild. And so that's when I just started like searching the different trainers to find out what is out there for me. And so, okay, so skip ahead, 7 months later, out of the wheelchair and everything. But I thought that's what I was coming in for. That's why I came in and asked for it, for Coach John to help me with my legs. I did not think I'd be out of the wheelchair full time. And stuff like having 2 hands available to use, I never realized how limited I was, how much I was losing out on. I wasn't searching for anything really good in my life or fun because I just said I couldn't do it. And I'm realizing now that, well, first of all, it feels pretty darn good to have 2 hands free and to be standing up tall. But there's so much out there that I was losing out on that I'm gaining back now. Places to go, things to do. I hate going home. That's why you see me here a lot. I don't like going home anymore because I've spent too many years there. And there's so much out there to do now. So I came in looking for strength in my legs, got that, got self-confidence, got a job. Haven't had a job for 5 years. Got the ability to speak and make eye contact. And I'm looking forward to going out and having fun in life. So yeah, that's what this whole thing has done to me, this whole program. Came in wanting to, oh, and I lost 40 pounds on top of that. But that's, I don't even think about that because that's such a small part. I'm out of my house and I'm moving and I'm getting back in life. And all that trumps any weight loss or not weight loss or whatever.
So what do you think it is that's helped her be so freaking successful? Is it the perfect, look, the workout program has to work for her. I think we could all agree, right? She isn't a physical challenge. But is that really what it is? Or is it the fire inside of her? So that's what we're going to talk about today. And this is only going to work as strong as that fire is burning. Does anyone feel emotion when they hear her talk? Because it's real. That's a human talk. It's not the surface level. I want more energy.
Rough.
But the thing is, you know, we see ourselves. We don't. That's not our story. But I think in different ways we can relate to that story because we do hide away. We don't have a limited. We have no excuse. We might hide away, not be social, and feel self-conscious, and not live our lives to our truest potential. So that's what I want to talk about today. That's what I want you to walk away with. Make sure this damn thing gets worked. This plan only works as much as we work it, but when we work it, if we have a purpose. So, go to part 4. I want you to take your time with this. We're almost done here, but this is the most important part. Every single person I met with individually, 3 years ago, 3 weeks ago, 1 week ago, just trying to make it tie together.
I think we should clap for 1 week though.
Yeah.
That's a damn good coach, isn't it? So think about Lori. She just got super open with you. Be open with yourself. You don't need to read this off, but if you write down what really go work out, which most of us hate. I don't like working out sometimes. Then everything else is a lot easier, you know? Reframe it in your mind. What's your real why? What's the purpose? Take your time with that. Just start with that first part. This is the feeling, this is the motion that gets you to go work out when you don't want to do it. A lot of times, as mothers, you know, we do stuff for your kids because there's emotional consequences for ourselves if we don't follow through for our child. We feel them suffering, or we feel like we let them down. Let's not forget about ourselves at the same time. So what is the purpose? What do you really want it, right? And as you're writing this out, as you're describing it out, I'm going to give you an example about myself. So, I've been very open with most of you, if not all of you. I was overweight as a kid. I wasn't obese, but I was the kid that was heavier than everyone else in the room. That body image issue is carried through my whole life. That's my challenge, right? And for years after college, I was convinced I had to micromanage my calories and live this certain lifestyle. And the past 6 months, I'm just letting it go, and I'm so much happier. My purpose has shifted, but it's more in alignment with who I am, what I value, what I want. Because being this bodybuilder guy, even though I didn't want to bodybuild, it made me feel like I had to restrict myself from doing certain things. I put everything in a box, So if we say we want to lose 30 pounds, do we need to lose 30 pounds and live the super hardcore lifestyle? Or maybe 20 pounds and make us feel great and we can still do a lot of things we enjoy. Does that make sense? I'd be happy. A lot of people are not happy. So the next question. So you have your why. What's painful about not getting it? So if you don't do it, 3 years from now, how are you going to feel? What are the consequences? What's the self-talk? What is it? How are you going to beat yourself up over it? That should be part of that fire you're moving away from. That's the furnace. You don't want to go in there. It's painful if you don't achieve it. Rather move towards pain or away from it, or towards pleasure or away from pain. A lot of times, the pain will push us a lot faster than the pleasure will. Pleasure means we got to work a lot of times. What's one or two things that not reaching this goal will have a negative consequence in some way in your life? And at the bottom, think about, this is why I love what I do so much, because Lori is now, I'm teaching her how to public speak. I'm not an expert by any means, but I'm confident. I know how to get up there and just do me. But that comes from within, right? That's a byproduct of her showing up 5-6 days a week and working out. She got her mind and her body right, and now she can go and do those things, right? Little things like that. How is this bleeding to other areas of your life? If I'm being open and honest, I'm dating again. And, I wasn't there for a long time. I hid away from that. I put myself in a better place. I've used health and fitness to get me there. And now I'm putting myself out there again. But I've denied myself in the world that experience and that relationship. What area of your life are you not living up to that you want to? This is the foundation. This is where it starts. So write down a few things, maybe even one thing for each one of those categories. You need to make a shift financially, because if you're healthier and more confident, everything else is going to flow better. Maybe it's relationships. You need to be in one, maybe you need to be out of one, right? Quality of your day. Is there a point in your day where you just freaking hate life? I can promise you, if you elevate your commitment to your health and fitness, it's going to make that area of your day better. Or give you the courage and confidence to change what you're doing. Or your career. Maybe you hate what you do. Does anyone know someone in their life that hates what they do? Change it. If that's you, change it. Not tell that person to get out of it. I watched my dad do a job he freaking hates 20 years after retirement. And he's unhealthy because the job demands crazy night shifts. And it tears me apart because he doesn't have the courage, confidence, or belief in himself that he can change and do something different. So now I have to watch my dad's health deteriorate. That sucks. Right? But that's just one story. There's people that have it far worse than that. It starts with health and fitness. Last page. Tying in all that. What do you really, really, really want with your life? What's missing? And this ties into the value of health and fitness. So what is that one thing for you? It should tie in with your purpose. Why are you here? I'm going to give you 2 minutes to write that down. have an honest thing with yourself. You don't need to share it. This can be kept to you. I respect that. I'm an open book. I'm going to ask you how you will have to share one. This is what's going to get you up when you don't feel like doing it. Plain and simple. There's purpose. Everything else, how in the becomes a lot easier. Making the right choices becomes a lot easier. How's everyone doing? Anyone get a good takeaway from today?
Getting real on this page.
Getting honest. This is your roadmap. This is your tool. This is your tool for you, right? Your path, whatever that may be. So now, I'm going to open up for questions. We can talk anything. Fitness, nutrition, mindset, recovery. Any questions today? No? Tough crowd, huh? I've married Kim.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
No. I think everything's been covered.
We're all good? Everyone's going to go out and take charge? Cool. Well, hey guys, want to thank everyone. I hope that you got a lot from today. I will be starting a test program that is going to tie more into the last part of what we covered. If you're looking to take the benefits you're getting from health and fitness and what we do here, I'm going to start a test program. If you want to go out and change other areas of your life, habit-based, maybe you want to achieve a goal outside of the gym, I want to help you guys with that too. And that's really where I'm going personally. So if you're looking to go smash it in a different career or just make a life change, like I've helped a lot of people. You guys, Lori, how much have we worked on you?
Oh my goodness, so many hours put into my
Benefits, not time. Let's not make it sound like a full-time job.
A lot of
It's been 3 of the biggest benefits outside of that you least expected.
the speaking in public.
How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel so much stronger as a person and mentally
Is that a confident person in the back of the room?
and honestly I've suffered with depression for so many years and I haven't felt those feelings since I've been here. The stronger I get physically, the stronger my mind gets, the stronger I just feel as a person.
I don't know how you guys feel about depression. I feel it. I believe that it exists, but I believe it is a state. I do not believe it is this thing we patch with a pill. That is my personal belief system. Call me wrong, call me right. Exercise starts with it, and working on this and training this is where everything else continues. That's the type of impact I want to make in people. So I'll be sharing more about that development program. You can chat with me after if you want to get on board. Last 2 things I want to leave with you. 2 books that have had a massive impact on my life the past few months. Write these down. This book, You Are a Badass, How to Stop Doubting Your Greatness and Start Living an Awesome Life. Jen Sincero. She talks about purpose, a lot of what we finished with. Going after what you really want in life and the stories we tell ourselves and how a lot of it isn't true. That ties into weight loss, fitness, self-image, confidence. Okay, this one teaches us to really reframe where we are in our life and the excuses we make about what's so hard in our life and what really isn't. John O'Leary was burned like 95% of his body when he was 9 years old. He lit a can of gasoline on fire and he was torched. Burned his house down, and every odd was against him. And as much as the doctors saved him over like 9 months in the hospital, what he did up here and all the stories and experiences up here, it's incredible. Because if someone like that can be successful, like it really reframes the challenges. It's like what's beautiful about Lori. She came in here in a wheelchair. Like that automatically, we say, okay, we have no excuse. Why can't we get in and take care of ourselves? So these are 2 really awesome books. Please, please, please invest in yourselves. This goes hand in hand with the purpose, training your mind. Got trained physically, got trained mentally. So, cool guys. Well,
Thanks.
thank you.
Thanks, John.